Hey, good morning everybody. I just want to check in with you here for my 646 group. Last week I got a little bit derailed with my undergrad class. It was their final exam. It was wrapping up all their grades, etc., etc. I am all yours now for the rest of the summer. Lucky you. So, hey, what you should be working on right now is getting things loaded into Qualtrics. If I haven't gotten back to you on some of your goals to make sure that we're all headed in the right direction, you might want to think about that. I'm just trying to offer you some consulting here. A lot of times we have these really large goals that are sort of over encompassing, and sometimes we have goals that just by nature aren't capable of even being measured. That's not good either. So we want to be careful on how we set our goals and how we set our tests for hypothesis testing. We're not setting out to prove anything on a hypothesis. I mean, in conversation we can say, hey, we proved this. But at this point, what we're doing is we want to set up the test for it. That's our goal. Our goal of our survey instrument is to test a hypothesis, okay? One other note to mention is the scaling that you're using on your stems. Look, y'all better stick to one scale, 4 or 5 or 7, okay? Find one, stick to it. Why? Because if you don't, later when you go to do inferentials, you're going to end up having to code for the magnitude differences, all right, differentials, okay? So if you know a lot of coding and you can code and you want to take the time to do that, go for it, all right? But you have to do it by hand and it's manual in SPSS, okay? So that's up to you. But if I were most of you, I would stick to a 4 or 5, maybe a 7 Likert scale, okay? By now you should know what I'm talking about. You're also going to have some dichotomous questions in there, yes and no, which are really nice to do crosstabs against, but I wouldn't differentiate your scaling through this, small study we're doing here. You'll end up hurting yourself, okay? So, what else? You should be getting into SPSS right now, getting to a point where you can run some regressions, t-tests, correlations, ANOVAs, find out what some of the Levene's tests are to make sure that you've got good skedasticity, all right? Why not? Learn as much as you can about it. You should be putting 9 hours of work in this week. What are you going to be doing? You should be working in SPSS a little bit so you understand how to crunch your data and understand data analytics. If you're not putting in 9 hours and you don't understand this stuff, it comes out in the end and it'll affect your grade. Okay, but that's really where you should be at right now with the class. About 9 to 10 hours a week for the next 2-3 weeks. Okay, I will be putting things on Blackboard for you. I'm going to put my results in my discussion section from my dissertation out there for you, just because I give myself permission to do that. All right, so you can see how to write up some results. It's not perfect. I was an amateur. I'm still an amateur, really, but at least it'll help you, okay? There's guys that are really pro at it, and they make it sound like, I mean, it's so polished, it's just like they've been doing it all their lives. Well, I'm not quite there yet, but you can take a look at what I did, okay? I'm not expecting that. All right, and then also there'll be a schedule out there for you to show you what's due when and how much the points are worth, okay? That's it for right now. We're rolling in the home stretch, but by all means, don't take your foot off the gas. All of you stay working hard on this final project. Be clued in, because if you're not, I'll find out. People say, oh, they didn't help out much. If that starts happening at this level, I'm going to come down on it pretty hard. So you better be helping all your teammates doing whatever you can, okay? I don't want to hear anything from the teams that somebody disappeared or not getting any contribution. That's not going to work, all right? Just letting you know now. All right, it's the middle of July. My birthday's this week. I can't wait. Going on a charter fishing trip with my sons should be cool, all right? Going to the Journey concert next Sunday with 4th row seats and backstage passes. Nice. Have a good week.